Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan is a very important name in the history of 18th century India. This man is crowned with achievements and clouded with controversies. But then, as an aspirant of civil service, we have to go into what is written in the books. Simple. Vipin Chandra. And in this course of NCERT, you are learning. You are learning how to study. You are learning how to write mains answer. You are learning what is prelims. You are learning. So your main concentration should be on learning. That I am learning. Tipu Sultan succeeded his father, Hyder Ali. Hyder Ali died in 1782. Second Anglo-Mysore War. The war continued 1784. There was an agreement between him and East India Company, and both the parties got the peace for some time. Now this man, Tipu Sultan, when you see him, he is a man, NCERT says he is a man of a very different character. He's an innovator. He's a man of a complex character. He was a man who understood his times. And when we say all these things, we have to prove them. In short form, what I always say, alive mind and dead mind. 18th century ruler. 18th century. NCERT says he was an innovator. He was a man of a complex character. And he was a man of his time. A man who understood his time. So, he was an innovator. Innovator in the field of calendar. New calendar. New coinage system. New coinage system. New weight and measure. Innovator in the field of new calendar, new coinage system, new weight and measure. On one side he is an innovator. On the other side he is a man of his time. He understands his time. Example. He is a member of Jacobin Club. Can you imagine? Today people don't understand. Today people in India don't know what is Jacobin Club. What was Jacobin Club? He planted the tree of liberty in Srirangapattam. Tree of liberty. He planted the tree of liberty in Srirangapattam. He is a member of Jacobin Club. When you will go through French Revolution, you will see the political parties in France, Girondists, Jacobins. He is a member of Jacobin Club, left wing. He planted the tree of liberty. That means he understands French Revolution. '18th century man understands French Revolution. He came into power in 1782. French Revolution took place in 1789. 7 years after he came into power. On one side, he is a man who is orthodox in nature. On the other side, he gives grants to Hindu temples. Sharda temple, destroyed by Maratha raid. He gives the money for the reconstruction of Sharda temple. Complex character. So he is an innovator. He is a man of a complex character, and he is a man of his time who understands French Revolution. That means he is having an alive mind. This is the first point which you have to remember. 18th century ruler with alive mind. Now he is facing multiple challenges. Enemies on almost all the fronts. He's facing Marathas, he's facing Nizam, he's facing English. His state is located on Malabar coast. Karnataka, the area of resources, trade and commerce. Now he is a man who understands a very important formula. Very important. He is a man who understands a very important formula. Economic power is the foundation of military and political power. Now, I always say to you, if you understand certain things, you are running behind. Every youth of 20 years of age, every 20 years of age is running behind money, is running behind opposite sex, is running behind luxury. Is running behind entertainment. Everyone, all of us. All of us, all of us. It's not only you, all of us. 20 years. Youth. The strong senses. Youth. Means senses are strong. Strong senses. And senses is the door of enjoyment. A person of 80 years will not run behind all these things. He's over, he's finished. A child of 5 years does not understand. So instead of running behind all these things, if you run behind power, and at the age of 22, you become an IAS officer, for example. They all will be the byproduct. They all will be the byproduct. This is what I always say. When your level of understanding increases, enhances, improves, instead of giving time to all these things, 10%, you are giving 100% to achieve power, to have identity, to have a status. And at the age of 22, you are an IAS officer. 23, 24. This money, opposite sex, luxury, entertainment, they all will come behind the achievement. This is what I say, understanding the formulas. He was a man who understood that economic power is the basic of foundation for military and political power. Now India is a country, agricultural country. So first step was agriculture. Agricultural reforms. And in agricultural reforms, three things. Attack on intermediaries. Attack on intermediaries. So he tries to control Jagir system, and he tries to eliminate polygars, the hereditary zamindars. A large part of agricultural income is taken away by Jagirdars or zamindars. He tries to either eliminate them or control them. So that large part of agricultural income which is going to these intermediaries will come to the state. Both will be prosperous. A state will also be prosperous, farmers will also be prosperous. Second thing, end of illegal cess. End of illegal cesses and remissions. End of illegal cesses and remissions. But revenue collection was 1/3 of the produce. He is clear that he is to economically strengthen Mysore. And if he has to economically strengthen Mysore, that means first target will be agriculture and attack on intermediaries, Jagirs, Jagirdars and polygars. Once these intermediaries will be controlled, a good part will remain with the farmer and go to the state. Then end of illegal cess, relief to the farmer. Remissions, relief to the farmer at the time of crisis. But 1/3 of the produce will be collected as a tax. 1/3 of the produce will be the land revenue. This was the step which he took in agriculture. Two important sources of income, one is agriculture, other is trade and commerce. So economy, second thing, trade and commerce. Now here what he is doing, just pay attention and see the man and his thought process. Modern industries, by inviting European experts, European workers and experts. By inviting European workers and experts plus giving it state support. Modern industries. Who's thinking today in 21st century India? Just see the condition of this country today. The freebies, the political parties, giving money, giving free food. You see during the elections what is happening in this country? Modern industries. Plus, trading companies. On the pattern of EIC. On the pattern of EIC. Trading companies. Can you imagine? As European countries were creating companies like EIC, he also started doing the same thing. Emissaries, foreign emissaries. Turkey, France, Russia, Pegu, etc. Creating state trading institutions. State trading institutions where? Port towns. port towns, to promote trade with the countries like Russia, China, Arabia. Just see this man. Just see the working pattern of this man. Agriculture and trade and commerce on modern lines. Modern industries with European workers and experts and state support. Trading companies on the pattern of East India Company. Foreign emissaries to the countries like Turkey, France, Russia, Burma, and state trading institutions in port towns to promote trade with the countries like China, Russia, Arabia, etc. And then he turns Mysore as economic power. See how you achieve, how you learn the things. This A plus B, A means agriculture, B means trade and commerce, turns Mysore into a military power. When you understand certain things, A plus B is equal to MP. See, A. Now if you want to turn India into a military and political power, this is the formula which you have learnt. If you want to turn into a family into a political power, this is the formula which you have learnt. This is called as learning. The things you study and you can implement in your personal life, that is called as learning. My dear friends, studying is a noble thing. Only if you understand. This is not a waste. It's a formula which you have learned for your entire life. If I want to turn my family into a power, the first thing I have to do, I have to turn my family into economic power. If I want to turn my nation into a power, first thing I have to do, I have to turn my nation into economic power. Britain, US, China, they all did it. This is called as learning. So now when he has turned his Mysore into economic power, so he takes the next step, third step, military power. Infantry, armed by infantry, armed by muskets and bayonets. Muskets and bayonets, made in Mysore. Then Navy. Navy. 1796 he creates a naval board. Navy. He has turned his Mysore into economic power, and now he has turned his Mysore into a military and political power. And English were watching all these things. He considered English as the most dangerous enemy of this land. And English considered him as their most dangerous rival in this country. Both of them were clear. Because once you start understanding, the person without ideas, the person without thought is never a danger to the autocracy, imperialism. Never. When you're trying to enslave a family, a society, a nation, who's the challenge? A person with revolutionary thoughts. He's a person with revolutionary thoughts. He was understanding. The man who was understanding French Revolution was understanding the game of these foreign companies. So he considered them as their enemy. Bitter enemy. And they were seeing his steps. Economic, military, political. So they were also considering him as the most dangerous enemy. And then the personal character, personality, the man free from vices, the man free from luxury, brave, brilliant commander. See, he's not Siraj-ud-Dawla. He's not Shuja-ud-Dawla. He's not Shah Alam. Means there is no chance of crippling him personally. That is why his personality is also mentioned. He's free from vices, he's free from luxury, he is a brave man and a brilliant commander. But hasty in action, an unstable nature. This proved very dangerous for him. These two things became suicidal for him. Third Anglo-Mysore War, whenever you will prepare about it, Third Anglo-Mysore War, we'll discuss Third Anglo-Mysore War. This became suicidal for him. And then British historians, they call him that he was religious fanatic. British historians call him religious fanatic. You have to defame your enemy. So British historians call him religious fanatic. He was orthodox, no doubt about it. He was orthodox. He was orthodox regarding his religion. What's wrong in it? If I come with a tika in a class, if I have a long chutiya, what is wrong in it? Until and unless I am not targeting other religion. The Maratha raider 1791 destroyed Sharda temple. He reconstructs Sharda temple. Reconstructs Sharda temple. Raghunath temple was very close to his palace. He is seen giving grants to many temples in Karnataka. But they have to defame their enemy. And in this way, in the last phase of 18th century, Tipu Sultan succeeds in turning Mysore into a economic, political and military power. But his instability and hasty action became the curse for him. 18th century Mysore becomes an economic power. Agricultural reforms and trade and commerce. Then it becomes a military power. Then personality of the ruler. And religious approach. Plus modern Tipu. This was the first point I explained you. Modern Tipu, the innovator, the man of his time, the man of complex character. And in this way, he turns Mysore into a formidable power in South India. And this became the pain for East India Company. Studying is not mugging up the facts. Concept should be very clear. A unique power of 18th century India. Unique power. He understands a common formula. Economic power leads to military and political power. Not only that, he is a man ahead of his time. He understands French Revolution. He understands naval power. And those who have a high level of understanding, they became pain for all those people who have the eye on exploiting the masses, or a country, or a society, or a nation.